Check, mic check, 1, 2, checkity check, 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 mic check 1, mic check 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Let's go, boys and girls. Welcome to Transformation Tuesday, boys and girls. We are still on the final farewell tour. This is the final. It's the final Transformation Tuesday of the last 2 years. You guys know we've been going live since October 6th, 2023. Transformation Tuesday, I'm going to give you all I got, boys and girls, because today we're still talking about JOMO, right? The joy of missing out. And today's JOMO on Transformation Tuesday simply states that we're going to be joyfully opting out of everyone else's plan for our life, guys. And today, when we talk about that, what's going to be happening is we're going to be releasing pressure, comparison, performance, and any addictions that you may have and joyfully align with God's best. So, boys and girls, thank you for joining us today on Transformation Tuesday, because transformation isn't about adding more. It's about releasing everything that was never really yours to carry. And so today on Transformation Tuesday here on the Childlike Faith Podcast, in the Fun Life community, boys and girls, that's what we're going to be talking about. So thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being on here. Hey, listen, the Childlike Faith Podcast is the podcast for all of you Christian entrepreneurs who want to grow and scale your business to be able to achieve that financial freedom you're looking for without sacrificing your time, your family, your faith, or your joy. So appreciate you hanging out with us this morning for these brief little moments that we have with you today. Because again, seriously, when you think about it, transformation isn't about time management or even a to-do list. It's about your soul finally saying, I'm done. I'm done living for everyone else's idea of me, right? And that's what I learned from my friend Janie Terrazas, is that it's the solution. It's the solution, guys. And so this is JOMO, right? The joy of missing out on every version of your life that wasn't built to please others, but it was designed to free you so that you could live. Remember, life, the fun life. Life stands for living in freedom every day. And so it's time to let go. It's time to release a lot of things in our life that we've been carrying that makes our life heavy. And so whenever we talk about this, guys, all of you cool kids, all of you soul sifting, story rewriting, Jesus trusting cool kids, that's what Transformation Tuesday is all about. And so this week, we're getting real. We're getting real. And this is your reminder that the more you live in alignment, the less you fear disappointment. I'm telling you, the more you live in alignment, the less you fear disappointment. Because I think that's one of the fears that we have of disappointing us, disappointing others, disappointing whatever that might be. And today, guys, we're going to joyfully, you know how you get that opt out on your phone? Yeah, we're going to opt out of overcommitting, overachievement, and overcompensating for people who don't even live in our zip code. You're allowing them to live rent-free in your mind, guys, and that is not who you are. That is not who you were designed to be. That is not the cool kid you were created to become in God's eyes. And so this week, guys, we're going to be saying yes to what's ours. Yes to what's now, right? Not tomorrow, not someday, right here, right now. And most importantly, what's next? When you start to think about what's next, when you start to have that forward thinking, all of a sudden you say no to that approval addiction, right? That pressure for worth. Because whenever you realize everything happens for a reason and everything happens, for a specific design purpose, all of a sudden everything changes, boys and girls. And so that's what we're going to be helping you with out today, guys. Here's a question. You ready? For those of you watching live or those of you watching on the replay, these might be some questions you're going to want to write down or write the answers down to, because this is going to allow you to breathe, to reflect, and to just be honest. Just be honest with yourself. Because how many times have we lied to ourselves? How we believed the lies of the enemy, right? Those fiery darts that come at us because we don't have that shield of faith to be able to quench the fiery darts of the enemy. And so my first question is this: what roles have you stepped into that was never truly yours to step into? You were never truly called to those. What masks? Remember, we talk about masks, right? That mask of procrastination that you call it perfectionism. No, it's procrastination, guys. Quit. Stop it. So what masks have you worn so long that you started calling them, that's just who I am? That's my personality. No, it's not. It's not, boys and girls. Who told you that you had to be everything to everyone to be valuable. No. I mean, seriously, what if what if the real transformation begins when we unbecome everything we thought we had to be? I mean, just seriously, what if we gave permission? What if we gave ourselves permission to delete every version of ourselves that was built on fear, and we rebuilt it from freedom? Guys, I'm gonna let that last one sink in for a moment, because we're gonna be talking. You're not gonna want to miss this week's Faith Your Fear Friday, because seriously, what if you gave yourself permission? Hear me out. What if you gave yourself permission to delete the old version of you that was built on fear and doubt and worry and anxiety, right? And we allowed ourselves to rebuild ourselves from freedom, because you, right? He who the Son has set free is free indeed. I'm telling you guys, that's real freedom. And so that last one, guys, that one's going to hit home for a little bit, because freedom, here's the thing, freedom is your birthright. Freedom is your birthright, not a reward, not a graduation gift. It's already yours. You don't believe me? You want scripture? I knew you wanted scripture. Check this out. Galatians 5:1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again. Guys, freedom that Christ has set us free, guys. So cool, kid. God already unlocked the door. You just got to walk out. Here's the thing. I heard a story a while back. It's been some time ago, where this guy named Houdini, you know Houdini, right? He could unlock any door. And so there was this new bank that had created this new vault, this unbreakable lock. You could not break into, you could not unlock, you could not pick this lock. And so they called the great Houdini to put him to the test. And so they put him in there, and I can't remember the time frame they gave him, but they put him in there and said, all right, here we go. And he went in there and he went to work, and he was trying to unlock it, and he was doing his best. Jig this, jig that, try this, try that, He started sweating profusely. He was like, what is going on? What's happening? Finally, after the hour had passed, or whatever his time frame had passed, he was exhausted, and he leaned up against the door, and it swung open. Guys, the door was never locked. The door was never locked. The door was only locked in his mind. And imagine, how many times do we have that locked door in front of us in our mind, and we're not able to open it just simply because we won't lean up against that door. We won't we won't trust God, right? Lean not to our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge him, and he's going to direct. Are you feeling me? I'm telling you guys, God already unlocked the door. Just lean into it. And guess what, guys? You don't need permission to unsubscribe from any pressure from the world, to opt into purpose. You don't need any permission, guys. You just do it. You just do it. Look, Pedro's fun fact. Our pastor talked about this past Sunday. Did you know that the average person makes up to 35,000 decisions per day? Women a little bit more, but the average person, 35,000 decisions per day. And if you don't make the most important decisions early in the morning, by the end of the day, you have mental fatigue. You have spiritual clutter and emotional noise at a high scale. And so the later you get into the day and you haven't done those important decisions, when emotions run high, logic runs low. So you may not make the best decision. That's why they talk about putting the big rocks in. Get those things done early on. And here's the kicker. You ready? Most of those decisions are preloaded from yesterday's programming. So stop carrying yesterday into today, and it's going to end up affecting today, ruining tomorrow, guys. So what if you don't change that code? What if you don't change that pattern? You'll be repeating the same day with a different calendar date. You remember the movie The Groundhog's Day? Yes, that. Bill Murray. I'm telling you, I love it. But if we don't change, in order for things to change, we have to be willing to change. In order for things to get better, we have to be willing to get better, right? You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Guys. Y'all guys got me all fired up, guys. And today I want to rewrite the script for you. I want to help you to rewrite that, because when you design, when you start to design your life from who God says you are, not who the world wants you to be, but who God created you to become, that's why your calling is so important. So again, You're not going to want to miss our Cool Kids Masterclass on Tuesday, October 14th. We're going to be talking about turning your calling into clients, right? Helping you convert those conversations into paying clients that join your community that eventually become your commodity, boys and girls. And so the Cool Kids All Access Digital Pass is where it's at. Again, Pedro's Fun Fact is brought to you, right? Pedro's Fun Fact is brought to you by Taco Tuesday. No, it's brought to you by the Cool Kids All Access Digital Pass. Now, I want you to pause for just a moment, right? This is the truth. You've been tuning in for weeks, for days, for months, week after week, month after month. We've been doing this for 2 years. And so you've been doing it not just to learn, but because something in you knows you, yes, you, watching right now live or on the replay, you were made for more. You were created for more. You're called to shift, you're called to level up, or as my buddy Daniel Gomez says, to accept the upgrade, to shine and to serve. And so you're being pulled higher. You're being called to a higher purpose, but you're still stuck in someone else's expectations. Stop it, guys. That's why we built the Cool Kids Digital All Access Playground. And so it's not just a course dump. It's not just a curated space where it's not just, it was designed specifically for you guys to reconnect with your mission, to realign with your identity, and to rebuild your life and your business with fun, faith, and frameworks, focus frameworks. So this is where you stop trying to fit in and start learning how to stand out without burning out. That's the key thing right there. The Cool Kids Masterclass, it's only $88 a month, right? We come together. One idea you get out of this masterclass will pay for 6-7 months, maybe for the whole year, depending on what your commission split is, what your commissions are, what your incentive is, how much you get paid per hour. You get one new sale. I know for a lot of the real estate agents that I've coached, one new idea that created one new sale was worth up to $7,500. Maybe maybe it's just a $200 commission on a mini from your car deals, type of thing. But it's one of those things, guys, that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. So in order to do something different, you're going to have to do something that you haven't done before to get something you've never had before. All right, so cool kids, here we go. Ready? Let's bring it all home. Let's wrap this thing up. Here we go. Ready? What if transformation isn't about becoming something new, but rather returning to what's always been true? Right? You're not some $5 bill in last winter's coat pocket. No. It's not about becoming something new more so than it is to returning to who you really are before the world got its hands on you, before other people's opinions or cultural conditioning started to tell you who you were supposed to be. No, this is about being true to yourself, right? Was it Socrates, Shakespeare, right? To thine own self be true, whatever. It's one of those things, guys, that what would your life look like if you stopped performing and started partnering with purpose? That's what I'm telling you. I had a really important conversation yesterday, and it's about partnering with purpose. It's about stepping into that next version of yourself, right? You really can have everything in life you want if you'll simply help enough other people get what they want. And so what do your people want? What do the people that you hang around want? You be that solution for them. Be that solution for them. And so what's the cost? Here's the most important part. What's the cost of staying almost aligned for another year? Right? How much money did you make on that sale you almost closed? Don't, guys. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If 12 months from now you're in the same place you are right now, how is that going to feel? I don't want that for you. I don't want that for any of my cool kids. I want that. I want you to become the best possible version of yourself. And I want you to choose you. I want you to choose to be the cool kid, to live fully, to live freely, and live joyfully. Live in joy, guys. Again, in the presence of the Lord, there's fullness of joy. At his right hand, there's pleasures forevermore. If you will delight yourself in the Lord, he's going to give you the desires of your heart. Right? And those are going to be those desires. I'm not talking about wrong. I'm talking about really living full out and calling God on his promises, because you were designed in his image. You were created in his image. And so he's got bigger things in store for you. And you have to be having the courage to say no to the good so you can say yes to God's best. Guys, cool kids, if you're done I'm telling you, if you're done trying to win the race you were never called to run, I'm telling you, it's in the Cool Kids Club. This is the time to exit the expectation off that hamster wheel, right? And get into the next level playground. If that's you, hey, DM me, comment down below playground, and I'll get you access. I'll get you access to the whole program, the whole kit and caboodle type of thing, right? The whole shooting match. I want to give you access to it. It's over 50 courses. You're going to have the live masterclass, and I'm fixing to make the announcement this morning on a post. We're coming up with the Cool Kids Book Club, and the first book we're going to go into is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That is probably one of the most impactful books I've ever read, and that's helped me be able to have the enthusiasm and the excitement to be able to make a new friend, right? If you see somebody without a smile, give them one of yours. If you go out to find friends, right, you're going to find out that they're few and far between. But if you go out being a friend, you'll find that they're everywhere. So when you start to look at how to win friends and influence people, it's going to be amazing. And so we're going to help you in the second Tuesday masterclass, right? October 14th of the Cool Kids, you're going to be able to have and find out how to turn your calling into clients. Guys, hey, my time is up, guys. Hey, listen, you're not falling behind. You're not. You're finally falling in love with the path that was designed just for you. And when you give yourself permission to live freely, to live fully, to live joyfully, everything changes. Hey guys, this has been your playground guide. Johnny Juan Ortiz here in the Fun Life community on the Childlike Faith podcast. For all of you awesome, incredible, cool kids, Christian entrepreneurs who want to grow and scale your business to be able to achieve the financial freedom you're looking for without sacrificing your time, your family, your faith, or your joy. Now, hey, go out there and support your local taquerias, baby, and do your thing, baby. It's Transformation Tuesday. Love you, boys and girls. Adios.